Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be doing a video on how to clean a Fluval Edge. Just to give you an idea, this Fluval Edge hasn't been cleaned for over a month. If you look at the sponge in the background, it's pretty bad. It's covered. Fish seem to be completely fine and happy. I haven't done a water test on here. Normally I do, but I haven't. And the water, if you look, is very clear. There's a bit of dirt on the bottom there, if you can see the brown stuff starting to gather there a bit. But the fish seem to be fine. Sometimes if I feed them too much, or if Dean's fed them and I've fed them as well, on the same food, you will get them with a really big belly, and they seem to, almost like when us humans eat too much food basically, and you get that big belly feeling. So what I do now is I don't tend to feed them too much, and if I forget to feed them, I'm not too worried. Sorry, I just stopped talking because I saw something floating and thought, oh my god, that's a dead fish, but it's not. It's actually it's a bit of green stuff, if you can see that. So okay, algae wise, I don't really turn the light on this during the daytime, and probably about an hour, maybe two, during the evening. I allow the natural light to come in from the window, just to, to have a look at the tank. And then, like I said, about 2 hours, if that. I don't really get much time, or most times I actually forget to put the light on, so, which again isn't a big deal, because it's better for the fish to have their natural light rather than keep putting artificial light on. The artificial light is for us anyway, so that we can see the tank. So obviously when you look at the tank and the light's on, it looks really cool as well. And because I'm doing a clean today, I've put the light on to help me, but I will have to turn it off in a sec, and I will be using this, which we picked up from China, and basically it has a connection here, and this is obviously a massive big battery in the back, and it just charges. So I'm going to use this. Hopefully it is charged. Here's what I'm using to do the clean. I've got a big bowl here, I've got a smaller bowl, and before, as I said in the previous video, this is from the pound shop, and this is just about fits in the Fluval. I've got myself just a standard kitchen jug, and I always keep water. I don't actually use tap safe, guys, with guppies. They are absolutely fine, they're healthy. What I do is put the water in a container like this, which is probably about 5 litres, and keep the lid off so that chlorine and stuff like that evaporate. And then I just use that. I've not used tap safe for about 5 months now, and the fish are absolutely fine. I think tap safe is probably more useful if you have shrimp and there's obviously metal bits in the water and stuff like that. That's what I think anyway. There's a male in here, you see. Yeah, I think he's a mixture of guppy and endler, just because he's got those dots, but yeah, and I think there's a couple of females in there as well. So let's get started. There's a couple of things I might as well mention while I'm doing this. The first is, if you look here, can you see that, guys? That is kind of like mould growing. It's not serious mould, it's just started, just because I haven't wiped it recently. There's also a bit around here, can you see that? And I've noticed there's some on the inside of this lid as well. So technically it's going to have a massive clean today. What else? And the lights do need a bit of a clean. They're pretty bright, if you can see. And there's some stuff here as well, so it does need a wipe all the way around. My son's room is cold for some reason. I think it's because there's an outside wall and it didn't quite have wall cavity in it, but it does get pretty cold. This on the top has all bubbles on it. Unfortunately, I think he's actually cleaned it off this morning, but it normally has lots and lots of completely covered in this kind of stuff, but a little bit bigger. And the only way to get rid of it is to obviously use this cleaner, magnetic cleaner thing. And also, if I can just grab it, I've noticed, I think you should be able to see this. Can I get it there? It's actually water on the inside of here, and I presume that's condensation from the fact that the tank is warm and the room is cold, or the lid is colder, and I'm starting to get water in there, which when we bought this tank during the summertime, obviously there were no issues like that. So my advice would be to make sure you check the lid and you give it a wipe pretty much every day, I would say. I haven't wiped this for about a week, and I have noticed the grill. Can you see that? The grill's starting to get a bit dark there. Can you see that? There's a bit, and if I wipe that, that will actually come as being black. I'll show you when I do it. So anyway, let's get on. I'm trying to remember what I need to do now, because I haven't done it for a while. And let's switch this lamp thing on. It's pretty strong, this is. Can you see that? The reason why I'm turning it on is I'm going to be turning that light off. So I'm just going to angle it. So it gives it a nice view so I can still see what I'm doing. Let's see what we're going to start off with the small one, which I can always move into the big one. Right, so basically the pump stays on. The idea is to drop the water level as low as you can. Oh, I just remembered I need the bag as well. Okay, I'll drop the water level first and then I can grab the bag. So this bit takes quite a bit of time to do, just taking the water out. Sometimes you get fish in there as well. My fish are pretty big now, so when in the last video they were tiny, and they've grown. They've not grown super quickly, and I think that's to do with how often I'm feeding them. So you keep doing this. If you've got a siphon, you can use that if you want to. I had an electric kind of siphon at Eden, which could be used as a canister as well, and I've actually sold that. So I'm doing the good old-fashioned hand way. Obviously, if you haven't got much time, then a siphon or the electric one would be quite handy. But you know, this doesn't cost me anything to do. So I'm just going to do this. Time-wise, for this size tank, without a siphon, can take up to an hour to give it a proper clean, especially the fact that I haven't cleaned it for a while. If you hear any weird noises in the background, that's my son. He's having a shower. He does a lot of singing, so that'll be him. Oops, hit that. As you can hear, the pump starting to slow down now as I take the water out. Just going to transfer the water in here. I'm going to use this water to clean the sponges with, so I don't throw that water away. Never ever throw your tank water away. Always reuse it, because it's got all the healthy bacteria, and it's the best thing to clean your sponges with. So to keep the bacteria, healthy bacteria in your sponge, always clean the water that you take out of the tank. As you can see, this water is pretty clear. So there's a lot of people who've done videos where they've said that basically having a small tank. You can't keep it running. It's at some point it's going to crash, and it crashes really quickly. Well, I completely disagree. This one has been running absolutely fine. The less you do with the tank, it seems to balance itself out, really. I'm going to switch and GoPro off, and then I'll come back once it's done. Right, I'm back, guys. As you can see, the water, I've dropped the water level there. That's how much I've dropped it by. I could drop it a little bit more. I'm going to give it a go as it is. So let me just sort this camera out, because I want to, because it's a GoPro, it's a bit tricky to. I just want to adjust it so it's not going to topple over. Not going to topple over. I might actually have to put it on some books or something. Let me see what I've got. What have I got? I'll stick it on. Let's try this. Yeah, that might do. Let me just, whoops, adjust it there for you. Yeah, I think that'll do. What we have to do now is put our hand. So, oops, I forgot to show you. So this is what I've got. This is a Tesco freezer bag, which I've actually chopped off about half, maybe a little bit less than, little bit lower than half. Yep, just standard freezer bag. I'm using the Tesco one because it's quite wide. So, sorry about the noise in the background, but let's have a go. Let's see if I can do this. So, gently pop it in, and you go. You want to go underneath. And up. Yep. Right, now you've got to turn the pump off. Turn the pump off. And then slide. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Why is it turning on? I've turned you off. Right, slide the. Oh, right. Right, so slide the sponge down, as you saw me doing, hopefully. Lift the bag out. Grab the container. The container here. I'm just gonna. Just been told by my son that I actually used the wrong button. Right, so I'm going to take this into the bathroom, I think. No, actually, I'll do it on the floor here. Okay, right. So you can already see a little bit of dirt and stuff there. I haven't squeezed it yet, so this is to give you an idea of a month's worth of stuff. And I'm going to be doing this several times.
Yeah,
can you see that? That's pretty gross.
Yeah.
But
it's all fish food.
It shows you how good these sponges are.
Yeah.
Right. Will you do the honours, Munch?
Yeah.
And take that and put it down the toilet.
Yeah, I don't mind doing that. I always do that.
Okay, cool.
I just have to turn the shower fan off.
No, leave it on.
Well, when the doors open it.
Don't worry, it'll be fine. You only open the door a little while. So.
Fish pee.
Yeah, fish pee.
Here, did it work?
Thank you. I've just noticed that when you look at the fish, because you can see their reflection, some of the fish look like they're actually swimming upside down. Can you see that? Can you see? Because of the reflection, they look like they're swimming upside down.
Oh yeah.
That's weird, isn't it? Can you pass us that ladle, Munch?
Yep.
Right, so round two.
It's not good actually.
So keep squeezing it, keep squeezing.
Right.
I've got a spare one of these as well.
Oh, this one looks like plastic.
Oh yeah, it does, doesn't it?
Tiny. Probably been chopped in half.
Actually,
Or maybe
that's
what?
pretty clean now. Can you see that, guys? I think that'll do. Give it a good thorough. Putting this back in is quite easy. Actually, I didn't even need that jug, did I?
Oh my god.
Oh, actually, I do need that jug when I put the
Thing back in.
the water back in. Yeah. Right. Can you pass that because I can use it as a stand?
Wait. Ah, it's not. Wait.
It's fine.
I know.
It's fine.
Okay.
Come on. Is it on?
Yes.
Right. Just leave it.
I'll
It's
hold it.
okay.
I'll hold it.
It's fine. There's water there. Can you move that away,
Yeah,
please?
sorry.
You can put that in the loo again, and then you can flush it. Right. Okay. So, before I put the sponge back on, I'm just going to give it a wipe. So, I'm using an old tea towel. These are like 35p or something, 25p.
Yeah,
Oh, 25p or 15p, I think.
15.
From IKEA, really cheap.
I was going to say that.
Obviously, when you're doing this, make sure you turn the
Pump off.
pump and the heat, especially the heater, off.
Yeah. How comes?
Because obviously it will explode. Don't do that, please.
What does that mean, an explode?
Well, it will hit. It's an aquarium heater, so it needs to be underwater. That's what it's designed to do.
Oh.
So if you,
Would it explode?
well, it will probably crack. I'd say.
Then the heater won't work.
Yeah, heater won't work. Let me see. Could you get some glass spray for
Oh,
us?
look how dirty that is.
Yeah, could you get some glass spray? So
That's all the food.
and the water.
Glass
Yeah.
spray. Where
Yeah,
is
you
it?
know what we use on the splashback in the glass?
Oh
Yeah. And then I can just use a bit on hair.
yeah. Use a bit of water.
I can use water, but that works really good, that does. Oh, can you see that, guys? You go and get that for us, please.
How
See how
dirty?
dirty that is.
Let me see.
Dirty.
Yeah. I'm going to do more of it. Let's see how dirty it is together.
Really, what I want to do is take all this off and give it a proper clean. Got so much stuff to do today. Just piles up. What I haven't done is rinsed out the media. There's no carbon in that. I think I got a sponge in there though. That probably could do with a clean. Let's get this right. I have to squeeze this and then pull it out. Yeah, I got sponge in there. Okay, so I forgot to clean that, didn't I? Duh. Right, so that's probably why the fish tank. I thought, oh my god, it's just one sponge. Some glass cleaner, Munchie. God, his memory's like a fish. Right, put that somewhere. I normally do this downstairs. Right, let's take that media out because I don't want it to get any more dirty. Just give it a quick rinse. Right, so basically that's the sponge it came with, and this is just a spare one, so I've decided to put two. I removed the carbon because, like they said, after a while, carbon actually puts the stuff back in. I forgot to do these sponges, Munch.
Oh. Is this it?
Yeah, there was an older one, but yeah, that'll do. So yeah, so these are pretty bad as well.
Power force. A power force.
This one's a weird sponge. It's kind of big holes, and it kind of feels weird. It doesn't really take out
I know, I
much
filled it once.
from it. Right, I'm not going to take too much out from these because, well, number one, I haven't got any more water to use, and number two, they're actually pretty clean. I let that water start clearing up. I could just, if you let the stuff set on the bottom, you can actually reuse the water. I think that'll do. That'll do. I don't want to take anything out.
How about the noodles or the
Yeah, I gave them a rinse first quickly.
Oh.
So I completely forgot about doing that. Oh, what's happened there? The light's gone down.
It's battery.
Battery, is it? Right. Do you want to chuck that down, Lou? Will you be able to do that big one?
Yeah. I got muscles.
Got muscles, yeah. Go for it.
I just someone needs to open the door for me.
Oh, do you want me to do that?
Yeah. And open the toilet.
There you go. Okay. So, dropped a couple of drops. Not to worry too much because everything is wipeable in here. Right. So, the light's actually dropped. It needs charging. Hopefully you can still see what I'm doing. Anyways, less talking and let's get on with this. Let's put this back here. Right, just going to put the sponge back on. There's a hole in the top of the sponge. Okay, thanks. Just put this back underneath this. I might have to lift this up. That up. And just...
Yeah, there's a hole in it.
Yeah.
So the little baby fishies don't get sucked up.
Well, they're not little babies, but yeah, we'll still use it.
Because we had 145 babies.
Probably a bit more than that, actually.
Let me check on the whiteboard. It's still there, actually.
What? Is it? I thought I wiped it off.
114.
Yeah, we sold a load though, didn't we?
Yeah.
Because we had too many. Okay, it's just doing a rough clean at the moment.
Oh. Is this all?
Might not need to use that, but I'll use a little bit of it. Right, let's put the media in that lot and let's get the water in because the quicker we do stuff, not yet. Let's do the media in that lot. I'll do that spray thing last. So
Okay. Oh, can I put that in?
So
The media is first.
the black goes on the bottom because that takes most of the yucky stuff.
You're putting it the wrong way.
Right, okay. Black goes on the bottom. This is how we do it. The yellow goes on the top because the holes are smaller on that. So you've got big holes,
Small
a little
holes.
bit smaller holes, and then you've got the media on the top.
Yeah.
Okay, so give that a little shake. Spread it out a bit.
Yeah, you always need to spread it out.
Yeah, otherwise it doesn't fit. And then grab it. Put this back in here. I think that's...
Yeah.
It makes a click noise.
No, it doesn't actually.
Doesn't it?
No.
Last time it made a clicky noise. Oh, okay. That's fine then.
Then you start it. But we need to put them more. Oh, wait. Just to say, when we do it, we have to put water down there first, so it can reach up there. Then that's how it gets through and starts it.
So to clean the glass,
We use a glass
do you
spray.
want to show them the light bit? The light. Let's move it up a bit. So to clean this light here, what I'm going to do is on this cloth here is spray the glass cleaner. I'm not spraying a glass cleaner onto the light, just because I don't want to get it on the media and on the water. So I'm just gonna. So I sprayed this stuff on there, and I'm just using it to wipe on there. This is just standard
Glass spray.
Tesco's glass cleaner again.
No, I don't know where we got it from. We got a shower one.
Yeah, I think it's Tesco's. What does it say on it?
Aldi.
Did it say Aldi?
Yeah, it says on the back.
Does it? We got it from Aldi. There you go. We do a lot of our shopping from Aldi now.
Yeah.
We used to do lots of Tesco's, didn't we?
Yeah.
But Tesco's was getting really expensive, so we swapped to Aldi, and our shopping bills dropped quite a bit.
And what? Tesco's.
Aldi's cheaper.
Oh,
So
you're not going to count it.
sorry, but there's actually quite a lot of stuff here underneath here. It's pretty gross. Need to do a DP clean lunch, a bit like your room. Right, that's the best. Get it to a good reasonable amount. We can always do it. But here again, I'm going to show you what's come off. Can you see that? So it's not too bad. We used to have a massive tank before, and that used to get really dirty, and that ended up being a lot of work to do. I think he's adjusted this again right. Okay, so the jug. This is where we use the jug. And the water. So this is the water that's been sitting, I'd say, for a good couple of weeks. Yeah, I think you can see that. Anyways, here we go, start pouring the water. Gubba, 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 gubba,
You
gubba.
do a splash if you like to. Apparently this is actually 3D, including that. The water's including everything. You want to put it in there first.
Yeah. Do you want to do it?
Yeah. Stop.
Oh, I won't put too much, because it gets pretty heavy.
So we need to put it in here first.
Let me just pick this up and then you can see. Yeah, we just put it into there.
Yeah, no, the other one because it's still.
You can fill that one side up a bunch.
No, it comes out from the other side too. Okay, that's done. When it like does that, then we need to do that. When it starts, it should start filling, and it comes round. Let's still connect.
Yeah. Gonna do it?
Yeah.
Not too fast, 'cause you know what's going to happen.
The dirt will go up.
Yeah, it's going to make all the dirt go up. Which,
No, everybody has, yeah.
yeah, I'm just giving a kind of. Yeah, let me fill it up.
That's how fast you should actually do it, really.
Yeah, pass it in.
It's a shame that you can't zoom in here. I have to bring it forward. I'll do so.
Hopefully 5 litres is going to be enough. You just put it in there, straight in there, straight into there. Just let it bounce off right.
No, one of the dirt.
Just go slowly.
It's really weird. This is actually a fluval.
Once the sponge is back on, it should clear it up anyway, so.
We should be actually filling it all right at the top.
Say hi to the fishies. How many we got in there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
Oops.
About 13.
Mummy, it should. Mummy, if you don't want this, you have to fill it right at the top.
Okay.
Every morning it will always get stuff up there.
Yeah, it does. Gets like little bubbly things. That's what I was telling them before.
Oh, not in there.
One, two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All the fish are hovering in the same place. Look. I'm probably wondering what the hell's going on. Can you see the fish? They're like, oh, what's going on? They're changing our water again. Or we haven't changed the water for a while. Oh,
Yeah, for a month.
getting fresh water. Oh, you scared me again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And the big one, 16. I'm sure I had 20 in here.
No, because 2 died.
Oh yeah, they did, didn't they?
Yeah, because last time we forgot to put the pump on.
Yeah.
But the rest survived. I don't know how. One of them died.
We forgot to put the pump on and it got really cold, didn't it?
Yeah, and the heater.
So no, we've now put all the plugs and the connections. Slow down a bit, munch. Onto extension lead, which means obviously you just switch the extension lead on. But the pump, for some reason, is on this. I think we should move that pump to the extension lead as well, Munchie.
We should put stickers on them.
Yeah, so we know which is which. But
that's what we used to do with the other
for
one.
some reason, the actual pump is not on the extension lead, so I might actually do that. That makes sense to do that. So, how much more we've got left?
Quite a lot. Probably enough, actually.
Right.
You want to fill it up to the right top. I don't know why. It's so weird.
Right, so we filled it up with the 5 litre water that we had. As you can see, we're a little bit short.
Yeah.
So what we're going to do is top the water up, leave it for another 2-3 days, and then we will top this back up. I'm not too worried the fact it isn't topped up. It's just one of those things, which just means we need a bigger container. Right, do you want to do the honours of wiping around? Looking after your fish tank, it's very important.
Just to say, you want to take this off.
Go look after your fish, they're your pets, aren't they? Have we got any names for them yet?
The big one's probably going to be Dave.
Right.
The colourful one. And we used to have a colourful one in the other tank.
Mm. Whoa, whoa.
That's why I always do this.
That made quite a lot of noise. Pretty strong, I didn't think it was that strong.
And then I mostly go across, take all of the bubbles out.
Oh, let me stand up so we can have a look. We're running out of light here. It's not super sunny outside. You take that, turn that light. Is that going on?
No, because they're there.
Okay.
Oh yeah, because
Yep, we're going to switch the rest on.
on. They're all on.
Oh, what's